Hello, my friends, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. On my channel, I am going through my good midlife crisis, where I am journeying through my 40s and I am working so hard to get my poop in a group. In order to do this, I have been working on my physical, my financial, and my mental health. And today we are going to be doing a financial health check-in. We are going to be setting up my budget for January of 2025. Now, I recognize that I'm a little late to the game. I have had a lot going on the last couple of weeks, and so I am sorry that this video is slightly later than I intended it to be, but I hope that you enjoy this setup anyway, even though today is actually January the 1st of 2025 when I am filming this. I did actually film this video last night, but it didn't work out very well, so I am refilming it this morning. If you are new, welcome. I'm so excited you're here. I hope that you are getting either started on your budgeting journey and you are looking for some inspiration and some ideas of how to set up your new budget, or if you are already on your budgeting journey and you just enjoy watching budgeting videos, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. If you are returning, thank you so much. I know so many of you have been through 2024 with me and the highs and the lows. There were some very low lows in 2024, especially at the end of it. But this is a new year, so we're gonna get started with my budget. I use the Budget by Paycheck planner by the Budget Mom to set up the not cash because I don't do cash, but the actual plan for my budget. And this year I am using her small size. I really, really love this size. The last couple of years I have a PDF version and I printed it out, and I will share that video from last year's setup below because I did include all of the items that I used for that. The disc rings, the type of paper that I used, the hole punch, everything that I used to get that set up. So I will link that below so you will have that information if you are printing yours. But this year when I bought the new planner to test it out and do my video on the review, I really, really loved this size and I loved the changes that she made to it this year. So I decided to keep it and do her physical printed version. I will say I am not a cash budgeter, so there are going to be quite a few pages in here that I don't use, which is why I have been printing it, but I just loved this size. And look at how pretty this is. I love it. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go through the first couple of pages. I'm not going to do a full walkthrough of this book because I already did that. I did a review when I first got it a couple of months ago, and I will link that video below as well if you are interested in checking out my full walkthrough of every page in this book. But today we're just going to be going through the first couple of pages where you set up your initial year plan and then my January budget. So this is my workbook. This is my email if you want to contact me, Becky@tgmlc.com. You can also find links to all of the products that I talk about in my budget setup, and you can find some recipes on my website, tgmlc.com. I have celiac, so I have a couple of gluten-free recipes that I enjoy that I did put there. The first thing, this is new in her new book, and it's Finding Your Why. Now, I started my budgeting journey about 4 years ago, so I have already discovered my why. I read the Budget Mom's book. I went through that whole setup to find my why, and my why is peace. But let's go into the questions that she asks so you can get started. So to find your why, she says, why are you on this financial journey? Why do you want to get better with your money? My answer to this is peace of mind, the ability to live comfortably and give generously, a secure retirement without worrying about becoming a burden on those I love. So for me, this is why I want to get better with my money. I want to be able to not worry about if I can afford to do something. If I decide I want to go buy some pants, I want to be able to go buy some pants. If I decide I want to go buy you some pants, I want to be able to give you some pants. And I don't want to have to stress about if that means I'm not going to be able to eat dinner next week or pay my rent next month. I just want to have the peace of mind that comes with being able to go and buy what I want or need, and know that I have a secure retirement set aside for myself, that I'm not going to have to be a burden. I don't have children, but my sister had 5. So I consider them mine because my sister did pass away. So I don't want to be a burden on my niece or my nephews when I am in my 70s or 80s and not able to work, and they have to take care of me because I didn't plan for that. So it's peace of mind for me, peace of mind for them. And so that is my why. She does ask another question. Next, continue to ask follow-up questions. Why is your answer what it is from the question above? For example, if you answered the question above with I want to pay off debt, you need to ask why do you want to pay off debt? Keep drilling down and asking the next question. So for me, when I did this, and it's probably because I had already done this a couple of years ago, when I answered that first question, I answered basically the second question. I didn't say I want to get out of debt. I said, this is what I want, and this is why I want what I want. So I didn't answer the second question, but it is there if you need it. And then she asks you for your why. And again, I put peace. She asks, does your why evoke emotion? I said, yes. I didn't go into detail. This is my workbook. I don't need to. I know what emotion my why evokes. I don't need to write it down. But I know a lot of people do, so it is there if you want to. Does your why affect other people that you love? Yes, I don't want to become a burden on my niece and nephews. I do want to be able to support people if they need help. So yes, it affects other people. Is your why visual? Yes, I can envision this future that I am imagining for myself that I desire. So that is my visual why. And is your why specific and clear? I believe it is. It gives me set goals that I can attain, retirement, a giving fund, things like that. It allows me to, is very specific to me. So my why is peace. It says your why should be something that is so important to you, thinking or talking about it makes you emotional. It needs to light a fire under you, and it should be something that you don't want to live without. Your why should remind you every step of the way that giving up is no longer an option. Use the lines above to write down your why. Remember, it's okay if your why changes along the way. So again, for me, that is my why. This is available in both the PDF version and the printed versions this year. So now we're going to go to the financial plan page. This is not something you do every month. It's just once when you set up your budget. So this year, the short term within this year, I want to have a $2,000 emergency fund. I've already got $1,000 saved, so I need another $1,000, and I would like that by the end of the year. So 1 year from yesterday, I would like to have an additional $1,000 in my emergency fund. More if possible, but at least $2,000. And I want to pay off all my credit card debt. Currently, none of my credit card debt is interest accruing, and my goal is to pay it off before any interest accrues. I'm still working on that. But this, and I did set this up like a month ago, so this is slightly more than it is currently. But at the time I set this up, I had $6,315.83 of credit card debt. And I want to pay that off by at least the end of the year, but preferably much before that. So that's my goal for this year. Within 5 years, I would like to pay off my car. So I did buy a new car this year, or last year. It wasn't planned. I didn't want to. I had my car I had used my car as a debt consolidation loan collateral, and it was just about paid off. It would have been paid off by now, but my car was a 2015, and it had a lot of mechanical issues that were starting to happen to it. I'd already put a couple of $1,000s worth of work into the car, and then the transmission was going. And transmissions are $4,000 or $5,000 to replace at a minimum, and it just wasn't worth it to put that much money into a car that wasn't even worth that much money. So I did end up trading it in. They gave me $4,500 for it, which I feel like is more than fair. And then I bought a new car. It is a 7-year loan, but I want to pay it off within 5 years. That is my goal. I would like to pay it off by not September 1st of 2028. That will be within 5 years of when I purchased the car. And then I would like to have a $10,000 emergency fund by 2029. I think this is very, very obtainable for me. That's just a long-term goal. I know it's not going to happen in the next couple of years, but hopefully within the next 5 years, I will be able to do that. And then down the road, eventually, I am not sure exactly when or how much I'm going to need. I would like to have my own house. Thank you, Libby. I know, Libby, you have asked me that, and I haven't responded to comments, but yes, it is something that is a goal of mine. Houses in the Austin area where I live have skyrocketed in price in the last 4 years. I know they've gone up everywhere, but they've gone from like 150 to 200,000 to now they're 550, $600,000, like at a minimum in this area. So I don't know that how much I'm going to need. I don't know how long it's going to take me to save it, but eventually I would really like to have my own place. And I don't even need a big place. It's just me. I'm single. I have no kids, so I wouldn't need a big place. But those are my financial plans that I'm going to be focusing on this year. And then we have the membership and subscription page. Get some hot cocoa. It's chilly here today. I listed out my sinking funds on this page, not my actual memberships and subscriptions. A lot of these are annual subscriptions, but some of them are just goals that what I want to remember to set aside every month. So I have a couple of credit cards, my Mission Lane and my Capital One, that have annual fees. So Mission Lane is due this month. I have that saved now for this year, and then I'll start saving for next year in February. But that is $5 a month. And then my Capital One annual fee, I save $3.25 a month. That's due in July. My mom's birthday is in February, and thanks to a suggestion from one of y'all, I have started a sinking fund for that. And then so I could take my family out for dinner for my mom's birthday. My friends and I get together on Thursdays. We call ourselves the Wine Ladies, and we celebrate birthdays. So whoever's birthday is that month, everybody puts in money once a year, and we'll buy a cake for them every month, or for whoever's birthday it is. So like if 3 people have a birthday that month, it's just one cake. So it's just $20 total for each of us. And then I have, once a year, I go to an event called Ice Ball. This is a fundraiser for Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Central Texas. And I go every year at the end of August with my friends. It's a really good time. It's an amazing cause. And I want to have some money set aside for the base, for like the actual cost of my ticket and my dress. And then obviously I will want more as I go to have an actual donation to give, to bid on something in the silent auction, or to just donate some money. But I set aside $20 every month. That was another suggestion to start that sinking fund. And then I have my annual memberships that come up, my Amazon Prime, my Walmart Plus, my annual fee for my gym membership. I have an editing software that I use to make these videos. I have a car, so in 2 years, not this year, but in 2 years, I will need to get that car registered. And I know there's no more like safety inspections in the state of Texas, but in this county where I live, as I said, I live in the Austin, Texas area, we do still have to do our emissions test, and so I still have to take it to the inspection place. So I'm saving money for both of those things. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to cost me in 2 years because it's a brand new car. It came with a 2-year registration, which is why I don't have to do it this year. I'm planning to save $125, and then after that I'll know more of what I actually need. But that's $5 a month. I set aside money every month for holiday giving because I love buying things for people. That is my love language. I love to just, if I see it while I'm out and about, pick it up and I'll set it aside for Christmas. I do that all year round as I go to special events. I go to the Renaissance Fair, and they have a lot of handmade goodies and crafts and projects that you're not going to find anywhere else or any other time of year that I like to buy when I see them. And the same thing for like if I travel or if I go anywhere, I want to have some money set aside so I can pick something up. Those are my holiday giving. I am upping that from $80 to $100 this year because I went very over, because I enjoy it. It's been a tough year and it makes me happy to buy things for people. And then just every month, and I also have an app called Find Me Gluten Free because, as I mentioned very briefly, I have celiac, and this app helps me find places where it is safe for me to eat. And I use that even around here. It's not just good for traveling, though it is excellent for traveling, but there are a lot of restaurants in my area, and a lot of them pop up randomly, and like they weren't there 2 weeks ago, and now they're there, and I don't know if I can eat there. So I use that app to help me find what I can eat. And then every month I put aside some money for car maintenance because I have a brand new car, but I still need car washes, and I have toll bills and things like that. So I set that aside. Clothes, vacation, and my passport renewal. So those are what I have on this worksheet. We're only gonna go over, this really quickly. This is just a visual reminder. Sorry, the lighting is so weird. There's a window right here. I'm actually in my dining room. I'm not at the table I normally film at, so I'm in my dining room, so the lighting is really awkward because it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, so sorry, y'all. Anyway, this is where you can visually track your savings. She gives you these here where you can fill in the leaves for every amount of money that you save. There are 12 leaves, so ultimately you would fill in one a month as you save your money. So I'm only gonna track 3 just because I'm not very good at tracking and filling out the forms at the end of the month for these, and I don't wanna overwhelm myself. I wanna see if I can actually do it this year. So my $2,000 emergency fund, I need to save another $1,000 on that one. That is $84 a month, and as I save each $84, I will fill in one of these leaves. My American Express, that is $408 a month that I need to pay it off by the end of the year. So that, again, and then Textile is my other, I just realized y'all can't see the top of this, but Textile is my other interest-free card, and that is $125 every month, and so I'll fill that in as I go. I don't have any yearly spending yet. I'm gonna have to go close that blind. Y'all can't see a thing. I don't have any yearly spending yet, and I can't guarantee I will fill this page out, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be good this year. And then my budget categories. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go close that blind because y'all just can't see this at all. Okay, I think that is so much better. All right, let's see. She gives you this page, so if you are tracking your spending, you can put it into like primary categories. So I have set, and my one complaint with this small size is that these are so small, I had a hard time writing in them. I don't need this many. She could have given us half as many and made them a little bit bigger. That's my one complaint about this. When I was trying to write this all out, I was having a hard time fitting it. But that's just mine. I know a lot of people probably have a lot more budget categories than I do, so I don't know. So let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. That is as zoomy as we get. So for my home category, this is one of my top categories. Everything in this category would be anything I spend on groceries or gas or rent, or my OneDrive, which is that should maybe be bills. Now that I'm looking at it, that might be a bill. I don't know. Anyway, I guess I have all my bills in here. All my bills go in this category. My pet expenses, my household expenses, my car insurance, my internet, my utilities, and then the stuff I forgot to budget for category. Anything I spend out of those categories will get categorized as my home. Giving is gifts and giving. Not holiday giving because that's going to be previously budgeted. Tippy is my niece. I have a category for her. And then ecclesial is my church donation. Fun gets categorized as dining out, coffee, fun money, and then if I spend any money from my ecclesial on food. So the way I set up my budget is I set a certain amount aside for the actual donation, and then I give myself $20 a week for if we go out for dinner after church. Now, we don't always go, and if we don't, I roll that money back into my budget, but if we do, that would get categorized as fun and not giving because I didn't actually donate that money, I used it to buy food. And then I have subscriptions. Maybe OneDrive should go under subscriptions. I think maybe OneDrive should be subscriptions. I just copied from last year and I think I need to change that. But again, I don't really track these, so I don't know. I have a YouTube Premium subscription. I have a Cinemark, which is a movie theater subscription. And then I just started a Netflix subscription this last month because I have been homesick for a couple of weeks and there were a couple of shows I wanted to watch. So well, by home, I work from home, but I was like sick and I didn't feel like doing much at the end of the day or anything. So I watched a couple of the shows. There are a couple more I want to watch. I'm not sure how long I'll keep this, but for now, that's a subscription that I have. For medical expenses, that would be my Aflac. That is a I can't think of the word, but subsequent? No, that's the wrong word. Supplemental health insurance that I pay for out of pocket. And then Planet Fitness is my gym. For debt, the debts that I currently have are my car. I have a Best Buy where I purchased a microwave and then a new laptop. These are all interest-free except for the Kia Soul, obviously. American Express and Texel are the two cards I am focusing on because they need to be paid off by the end of the year. Best Buy is 2 years from now, and Mattress Firm is like 5 years from now. So I'm just paying what I have to pay them off in time, but these Amex and Texel are the two that I am primarily focusing on right now. Previously budgeted, anything that I spend from self-care, my YouTube expenses, or my sinking funds, any of the sinking funds. So as long as I didn't put the money into it this month, I will count it as previously budgeted. My mom's bills, I pay 2 bills for my mom. Her insurance, her car insurance, and then her utilities, which is her propane refills. So those are the only 2 things I am currently paying for. Well, I also pay her cell phone bill, but that's rolled in with my cell phone bill, so I just don't count that. I count that as mine. And it's like seriously $20 a month, so I'm not worried about it. And then saved or rolled over. This is anything that I add to a sinking fund, savings challenge, or savings category this month will get counted as saved. And then anything I roll into the next week or the next month will get counted in this category as well, because I do a zero-based budget, but I do a weekly budget and I am paid bi-weekly. So sometimes it works out to where I don't have a paycheck the first week of the month and I have to roll money from the previous month into the next month. So I don't zero it out, I'll roll it over, and that money would count toward previously saved or rolled over. Those are all of the pre-budget setup pages that we are going to go over in this book. So now let's get into the budget. Here we go with my 2025 January budget. Let's try to get y'all all lined up here. So first, these stickers are from Life in Envelopes from Jennifer Bleacher. I love them. This is gorgeous. This is her January 125, I believe, is what this sticker was. I did order only a couple of sticker packs. I haven't been ordering them, but she has a fantastic Black Friday sale every year, so I ordered a couple of things, including these monthly stickers and then the 2025 stickers. So I will have stickers for the month of the year and the year every month. I will have those even if I don't order more stickers from her. And I did order 2 sticker packs. So at least January and February we'll have stickers, and then we'll see. This is something that I've had since I did my first Budget by Paycheck book, and I love this because it helps you just find your page that you're on. Obviously the calendar page has a tab, but each week doesn't have a tab. So these tabs here help you flip your page, go to the right page. These happy birthday stickers I ordered from Jennifer a couple of years ago. I love them. So the 11th is Nathan's birthday. Nathan is my best friend. He is my landlord. We've lived together for about 12 years. So his birthday is on Saturday. And then Friday the 17th is my bestie's husband's birthday. So this is Wade. Happy birthday, Wade. I'm not sure what, if anything, I am doing for either of these gentlemen's birthdays, but they are on my calendar because they are important people in my life. And then I have 3 paydays in January. I get paid this Friday, like in 2 days I get paid. Actually, I think it's in my account already because of the holiday, but that's my payday. I get paid on the 17th, and then I get paid again on the 31st. So even though technically January is a 3 paycheck month for me, this 31st will be part of my February budget, and so I will have a paycheck on my first week of February. So at the end of this month, I will be able to zero out my my budget. I won't have to roll anything over. And then I do have a doctor's appointment on the 22nd to establish with my new primary care doctor, primary care practitioner. She's not a doctor. She's a nurse practitioner. But I was supposed to have this in November, and then they ended up having to cancel it because she wasn't going to be in the office. And I was supposed to get a flu shot that day and establish care with my new doctor. But that didn't happen. And then I got the flu. So I really wished I had gotten the flu shot. But whatever, it's over now. I'm better now. And then I just liked the sticker. Don't call it a dream, call it a plan. So these payday stickers are from this book. They came with this budget book. The other stickers are all from Life in Envelopes, except for, I think, Doctor's Appointment is from another Etsy seller, and I'm so sorry, I can't remember where I bought that. Again, I can't remember where I bought this, but they're all from Etsy. So that's where I got those from. Now we're going to get into week 1. So as I mentioned, I am paid bi-weekly, but I budget out my paychecks every single week. So you will see my my budgets always go from a Friday through a Thursday. So Friday the 3rd through Thursday the 9th, that is going to be my first week of January. I am anticipating a paycheck, but I don't know how much it's going to be because they are less than normal. I could check right now and see what it was because I did get that. I'm pretty sure that money is in my account, but it wasn't when I set this up. So this is slightly less than I was previously budgeting because I have increased my HSA donation, or not donation, but contribution, because this year, every year they increase what you can put in. So I increase what I do put in. I increased it by, I believe it was $40 a month I was able to do because my company does matching. So I have to be careful that what I put in doesn't go over what you're allowed to put in. Otherwise, you have to end up paying, you get a penalty at the end of the year when you do your taxes. So this brought me within like $50 of the max contribution once I considered my contribution and my company's matching. And then my benefits increased slightly this year, what I pay for my health insurance. So I'm not 100% sure what that first paycheck is. I know it's in my account and I could look right now, but that's what it is. So I'm just going to budget $2,100 for the first month. And then once I get into February and I know what they'll be, I will budget it differently. I also did this, actually it was last paycheck, split it up to where 5% is going into my Texel account. So automatically after my Texel card is paid off, that money will just sit there and save. So I'm happy about doing that. That is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And now that I have a second bank that it's local, I can get to it very easily, but it's not my usual bank, that I will have some savings that they're not in with my regular money. And it's going to be a slight barrier to entry to be able to access those funds. So, I don't have a debit card for that account. It's a savings account. I do have a credit card with that bank, but I don't have a debit card. So it would be harder for me to access that money than my actual checking account or a savings that is connected to my checking account that I could just transfer money in the app. Aflac, this is that supplemental health insurance I was talking about. I paid $37.57 a month for this. And that covers myself and my niece. My niece lived with me. As I said, my sister passed away and my niece was not quite 16. She was like a month away from 16. But she came to live with me when she turned 16. And so because she was my dependent when I set this up, she is automatically covered until she is 26. So this insurance plan covers myself and my niece for cancer if we get cancer, which hopefully we will never need it. But if we do, this will cover us, and it covers quite well. It has some really good benefits. If you haven't looked into a supplemental cancer policy, I highly recommend it because cancer is pretty much a guarantee of bankruptcy for Americans. Just no, insurance doesn't cover it. Well, they don't cover nearly enough. Anyway, that is $37.57, and that is the only bill I have this week. So that is a bill total of $37.57, leaving me $2,062.43 to come down into my, I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit. I can't get to it. The thing that my camera is sitting on is kind of wonky. I'm gonna have to zoom out a slight bit so you can see this whole thing. My variable expenses. So I have some variable expenses that I only fill once a month, but because the 1st of January was in the last week of December, I've already covered my monthly variable expenses. So like my household expenses, my pet expenses, my stuff I forgot to budget for, that's already been filled in last week's video. If you haven't checked that out, I use YNAB to actually do my week-to-week budgets. I am a digital stuffer. I don't use actual physical cash. I leave all my money in the bank and I use cards, and then I pay off my credit cards, all but the interest-free ones, every single week. So I can earn the rewards and I'm not paying any of the interest, and that's how I do my budgeting. I recognize that not everybody does that. That's what works for me. So because I do digital budgeting, I use an app called Unity Budget, or YNAB, and I do film those and post those most Fridays, almost every Friday. I missed a couple because of my life being hectic this last month, but for the most part, I film those videos every Friday. So if you want to check out the actual first couple of sinking funds and variable expenses for January, they are actually on that video, and I will link that video below as well. So now there's a whole plethora of videos for you to watch if you are so inclined. And thank you if you do. I appreciate you very much. So every week I give myself $50 for dining out, $125 for groceries, $15 for fun. This can go to whatever I deem it to go to. It's just $15. Coffee gets $25. This goes on my Dutch Brothers app. My church donation, ecclesial expenses, $100. This is increased from last year because we are in the process of trying to find a new location. And I know somebody commented, I saw it, but I haven't responded yet, about maybe holding off on the church donation for now until my cards are paid off. And I completely understand where you are coming from. Sorry if y'all can hear my fridge. It just decided to start making ice. As I said, I'm in my kitchen. I completely understand where you are coming from, but I know I've mentioned that my church is very small, but I don't think I've ever mentioned how small my church is. And this is not my whole extended religion. This is just my local church. The people that meet in person on a regular enough basis to support the cost of renting the room that we are in, there are only 5 families, including myself. So if I don't contribute, we may not have enough money from week to week to cover the cost of our rental. So while it's not like I'm going to some mega church, I'm not even going to a church where we own our own building. And that's why you will hear me say sometimes when I'm going to my mom's church, because my mom is in the same religion as I am, but she goes to a different church. They own their building. They have a much larger group of people that meet on a huge, a much larger group of people. So if I go to her church, I probably won't put anything in the donation and I'll save my money that week. They do have a kitchen and they do food afterwards, and everybody normally brings potluck, not all the time, but most of the time. So I might use some of my church money for that week to buy a meal or buy some food to prepare to bring, especially since I am gluten-free and there are a couple of other gluten-free members of that church. I like to pick up some gluten-free goodies to bring to eat after church if I go to my mom's church. But in my church, if I'm not contributing, then is a possibility that we just won't raise enough that week. And we do have, savings, and there are plenty of, we also Zoom our church. So there are people that meet on Zoom, but don't meet in person. And I'm not sure who contributes what, because I'm not the treasurer. I do have access to that spreadsheet to see what we have, but I have never looked. So maybe I should, but I don't know who contributes what on a regular basis. So what I did is I took the cost of the room, I divided it by the 5 families that meet on a regular basis, and this is what I need to contribute in order to feel comfortable with making sure we can keep up that room, because I enjoy meeting in person. I don't want to have to go to Zoom, which is what happened to us in 2020. We lost the room that we were, and a lot of the people stopped coming in person. We were using a different room. We didn't lose the members. They're still members of our church. They just don't come in person anymore. And I like the Zoom aspect for when I am sick and I can just Zoom in, but I like going in person. I like being able to go visit with people and go out for a meal afterwards if I want to. And so I will do what I can. As long as I am able, I will donate money to every week to ensure we have a place to meet. But as I mentioned, we are in the process of looking for a new place because this place increased our rent again, and it's already very expensive. And as I said, there aren't very many people who meet in person on a regular basis. We don't need the big room that we set up originally because we didn't realize people were going to stay Zooming. Anyway, there's my whole 15-minute explanation of my church donation. But that is why, even though I do understand and I do agree with you that it would be very beneficial to maybe only put in $20 a week and put the other $60 into my debt payoff, at this point, I really feel like I need to contribute to my church every week. Gas, I put $25 every paycheck. This is only once a paycheck, not once a week, into my gas, kind of a sinking fund. I only fill up when I need it. I work from home. I drive a Kia Soul. I don't use a lot of gas. And then same for self-care. $25 every paycheck goes into my self-care fund. use it when I need it. I don't always use it. I think I've got $75, $100 in there right now because I haven't used it in a little while. And that is for like massages or pedicures or buying myself some flowers if I want to. That's what that money's for, but I haven't. Maybe I need to. It's been a stressful month. Maybe I should go treat myself. We'll see. I'm off the next couple of days, so maybe I'll do that. Here are the sinking funds that we talked about already, so I'm not going to go through them all, but this is just the second part of them. The first part I already saved in last week's budget. And then I have two great nephews, Joe and Jet, where I save their ages every week. Joe is 2 years old, so I save $2 every single week, which is $4 every single paycheck. And Jet is 1, so I save $1 every week, and that is $2 every paycheck. So that is a savings total of $45.26. That leaves me $1,652.17 to roll into week 2. I hope that I have gone through the majority of my explanations and this will go faster from now on. So here we go to week 2. Week 2 goes from January the 10th through January the 16th. So this will cover Nathan's birthday. The only income I am anticipating is that rollover from the previous week, so $1,652.17. The bills that I have to pay this week are my car insurance, $97.54, and then my OneDrive, which is my Microsoft 360 and my extra storage on OneDrive, things like that. That is $7.57 a month. That is a bill total of $105.11, leaving me $1,547.06 to go down to my variable expenses. I only have my weekly variable expenses this week. I don't have any of the paycheck or the monthly ones. Oh! Sorry about that, guys. I dropped the camera, knocked it over, and then I did film the rest of this budget, and I have no idea where my footage went. It's gone. So here I am, re-recording this part for the third time. So we're going to start with my variable expenses for the third week. Is this the third or am I in the second? I'm in the second week. Variable expenses for the second week of January. So I only have my 4 dining out, groceries, fun, coffee, and ecclesial. And that is a total of $315, leaving me $1,232.06 to roll into week 3, which for me goes from the 17th through the 23rd, so Wade's birthday, happy birthday, Wade. I am rolling over that $1,232.06, and then I should have a paycheck. $2,100 is all I am budgeting for now. That is a total of $3,332.06. The bills that I have to pay this week, YouTube Premium is $24.89. Now I do have, I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit. I do have a family plan for YouTube Premium. This covers my 2 channels, my personal channel and this channel, The Good Midlife Crisis. And then it allows me to add family members, household members to it. So I do have Nathan on there. I've offered it to his children. They haven't taken me up on it, but it is an available thing. My car payment is due on the 17th. That is $485.25. My actual monthly expense for my gym membership is $27.11. Here's where Netflix will come out. I started it on the 20th, so that is $16.77. Mattress Firm is for my purple mattress and the adjustable base and all the stuff. That is $80 a month. And then my internet bill is $65.45. That's due on the 23rd. That is a bill total of $699.44, leaving me $2,632.59 to come down to my variable expenses, which is where everything gets wonky because I can't get this to work. This setup does not work. So I have my regular dining out, groceries, fun, coffee, ecclesial, and then because it's a paycheck week, I'm also going to be putting $25 each into self-care and gas. That is a variable expense total of $365, leaving me $2,267.59 to come up to my savings goals. And then I only have my 2 savings goals this week because it's a paycheck week. I am putting $4 for baby Joe and $2 for baby Jet. which is a savings total of $6, leaving me $2,261.59 to roll into my fourth and final week of December. Nope, January. It's January now. And you will notice that this is now table and not the mat. Because y'all, after that camera fell and now I'm re-recording it, that was at 10:30 this morning. It is now 3:30 in the afternoon. So I didn't pull the mat back out, and this setup might be slightly different from what it was this morning. So I am sorry. I know that I recorded that footage. I have no idea where it is. It was not on my SD card. It was not on my computer. I must have accidentally deleted it, and I don't know how I did it. But it's gone. I can't find it. Anyway, the only income I am anticipating for this final week of January, which goes from the 24th through the 30th, is that rollover of $2,261.59. The bills that I have to pay this week: Texel, I pay a minimum of $100 on my this interest-free card. Cinemark is my movie theater subscription. I pay $6.48 every month. That gets me a ticket every other month so that I can go see a movie. Gets me 20% off of my concessions, and it waives any online fees when I'm booking my tickets. I love this. I don't see movies super frequently, so this is often enough for me to go see a movie, and it lets me add up the extra tickets if I don't use it. I can buy tickets for my friends, so like if I have 4 tickets and I want to go see a movie with 3 of my friends, I can use those 4 tickets to go to the movie with me and my 3 friends. I don't have to have them buy their own tickets or pay for tickets for them. I can use my tickets. My American Express, the minimum payment that will auto draft is $94.11. My utilities, this is for my water, my trash, my sewer. This is a budget $120 every month. It's never been that much. I think the highest it's ever been is $118, and that was in the summertime when we had a house full of people. But because it was $118 once, I budget $120 just to make sure I am covered. But it should never be that much. And then rent, same thing. My rent is $500, but the way Nathan and I do bills is he pays the mortgage, it's his house. He pays the electricity bill, he pays the propane bill, he pays the cell phone bill, which has me and my mom on it, and then also his kids. And then whatever, if I buy anything, I pay the internet and I pay the utilities, like the water, which I just mentioned, right here. I pay those. We put it all into Splitwise, and then if either of us goes and buys anything throughout the month, that also goes into Splitwise, and then it will total up how much I actually end up owing him at the end of the month. I budget $650 just in case we have a month where he doesn't owe me for anything, and maybe the electricity bill was a little high, the propane was a little high. Whatever happens, I should be covered with $650. I used to budget $600, but a couple of months it was slightly over that, so I upped it to $650. That gives me a bill total of $970.59. Since it's not a paycheck week or the first week of the month, the only variable expenses that I have, sorry, this is such a bad angle, I'm so sorry, are dining out, groceries, fun, coffee, and ecclesial. And that is a total of $315. That leaves me $976. So the way, I'm gonna see if I can turn this without knocking anything over to get, there we go. I don't know, I don't like it. So because I get a paycheck on the 31st, the first week of January will have a paycheck. I don't need to roll anything over. But I did put my rent in this last week here to make sure I'm covered, to make sure that I have enough money in my first week of February to cover the first and second week, because I won't get a paycheck the second week. So I'm pulling rent from this one. But even with that, that leaves me $976. As of right now, my plan is to put $500 toward my Texel account and $476 toward my American Express card to get these paid off. These are the ones that end in, I think they end in May. March, April. Yeah, I think they end in May. So I want to get them paid off by May if at all possible. I for sure at least want to pay off one of them. Hopefully I'll be able to pay off both of them. But for sure, at least one of them is the goal. So that will be an extra debt total of $976. My goal for right now is to try to cut way down on dining out, on all of my variable expenses this month to try to put even more money toward it. But I do have a couple of birthdays for important people in my life, so I'm not sure exactly how much I'll be able to save, but my goal is to save money from those categories as well this month and put that toward extra debt as well. That is my January budget. I am going to sign off for now and try to get this video up for y'all. I know it's already the 1st and I meant to have this video up like last week. So I'm sorry it is late, but I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here with me and sticking with me through all of this. Again, if you are new, I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope you decide to stick around. I know I'm super chatty, but I hope you like that and you come hang out with us. And I can get to know you in the comments. You can get to know me while I talk to you for an hour about my budget and my life. And then also like this video on your way out. It really does actually help. I know everybody says that, but it legit does help. And that's why everybody says that. Let me know what you are doing for your 2025 budget. Are you going to use an Excel spreadsheet? Do you YNAB? Are you doing a budget planner? If so, which budget planner are you doing? And how beautiful are these stickers? I love her stickers so much. I'm super excited to have them. Even if I don't get more, I'm happy to have the ones I have. Okay, y'all. I love you so much. I hope y'all have a safe, wonderful, and happy 2025. And I will see y'all next week. Bye, everyone.